Hey everybody, I am Terri Barnes and this is the Vibe Exchange with Terri, where every conversation is an exchange worth having. I am honored to sit today with Ms. Janetha Jones, mastermind of the Chokehold and Fourth and Wayne. Hi, Janetha. Welcome.
Hi, Terri.
It's so awesome to have you here today.
It's a pleasure.
Welcome to the Vibe Exchange. So tell me, who is Janetha Jones?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. Janetha Jones today is a whole woman.
Okay. I love that.
Yes, I no longer define myself as mother, daughter, friend. I define myself as a whole woman.
Yes.
Because it has taken some time to get here.
Yeah. Tell me about that journey.
Okay. That journey honestly started back when I was 16.
Okay.
And, just kind of going through life as a teenager, dating, and lost myself in a relationship.
Yeah.
And in the middle of losing myself, I also lost my brother. And so that compounded to no longer knowing who Janetha was.
Yeah.
And so I got married at a young age, 23, found myself divorced at about 35 years old.
Okay.
And now not knowing where to even begin to understand who I was as a person. Didn't know nothing about myself.
Yeah.
I found myself right where I lost myself at 16.
Wow. Now that's interesting, Janetha, because we as women, we take on a lot, we go through a lot. And that's not to say that men don't either. But as women, we have a heavy load.
Yes.
We have a heavy load.
Yes.
And sometimes it can take over. It can create situations for us that are not so pleasant. There's so many directions we could go with this conversation just about women.
Yes.
But as a young adult, and going through losing your brother and getting married early and just the challenges that you face, what brought you out of that?
Woo. I was tired of being stuck.
Okay.
I was tired of crying. I was tired of going from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, then another thing. And I really had to do some soul work. Yeah. Right. And it started really, I want to say about 5 to 6 years ago.
Okay.
When I went through my separation and my divorce, I stayed there so long that I no longer knew what peace looked like, what joy looked like, what a normal day looked like. My normal day really was crying to work, put my makeup on, crying on the way home.
Wow.
And I just got tired of being stuck. And so one thing I had to do was sit in forgiveness and understood that was not for him, but it was for me.
Absolutely.
I'm glad when I really grabbed a hold of that, life started looking different.
Yeah.
Motherhood started looking different. Friendships started looking different.
Okay.
And some friendships, they died.
Some friendships we need to leave in the past.
Yes.
Because we can't move forward always, and take those people with us. We have to be able to get uncomfortable because that's when the best work shows up.
Yes, absolutely.
So speaking of that, though, tell me about how the Chokehold became, because Miss Janetha Jones has 2 businesses, ladies and gentlemen. She has the Chokehold and she has Fourth and Wayne. I want to talk about the Chokehold. Okay. How did that become?
So the Chokehold really was birthed from a place of audacity.
Okay.
Having the audacity to live out loud.
Yes.
So I mentioned about me going through a separation and divorce and losing myself because I often felt like I had to die. I had to underlive, so to speak. I could not live out loud. And I have always been a creator.
Okay.
Love to create one thing to the next. And so I was preparing for the Beyonce concert, ironic enough, and I wanted to wear something different. So I was like, I'm gonna make me a choker.
Okay.
And I got in my closet, sat on the floor, turned some music on, and began to create a choker.
Okay.
And the day that I wore it, I was in a store and I turned around and the lady was like, where did you get that choker from? And I said, oh, I made it. And she was like, oh, I need your number. And literally from there, it just took off.
Okay.
And so what I started to do was make one a little more bolder.
Yeah.
Right? A little more audacity.
Okay.
And so women were just gravitating to it. And it resonated with them. Depending on the charms that I selected for it started to resonate with women.
Yeah.
And we're a year in this month.
Okay.
And we've sold upward of about 300 chokers.
Wow.
Since. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So what I know about the chokers is they all are named.
Yes.
Every choker is uniquely named.
Yes.
And very independent of the others. So when you do purchase,
yes. So
you'll have something specifically for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have a dream team,
Okay.
I call them, and it is my bestest of girlfriends.
Okay.
And so I asked them to come on and support me with this endeavor, and they did. And so now we go through a process with naming them.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll name them, sometimes they'll name them, but we name them based off of one, the charm, two, the energy it gives, and then also providing empowerment.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So I know that you have two businesses. She has the Chokehold and also Fourth and Wayne. Now, and they are independent of each other.
Yes.
Right? So how I want to ask how is one woman running these two businesses, but I do get it. I have several. So I understand that. How did you like position yourself though with the Chokehold and then into Fourth and Wayne? What got you involved in the hat side of business?
So I've always loved hats.
Okay.
Since I can remember. And when I started taking promo pics for the Chokehold, I will always put a hat on.
Okay.
And it will always be a fedora. And so when I would go to different shows, people literally would come and say, oh, we stopped in because we thought you were selling hats.
Oh.
And so I said, okay. And then show after show, more interest was starting to, rev up. And so I said, well, I love hats. They go amazing with chokers.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're an amazing entrepreneur. Let me just say that.
Thank you.
Your story is amazing. How does someone start, though, a hat company? What does that entail? Like
a lot of research.
Yeah.
A lot of research, a lot of networking, and a lot of trust.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So my Fourth and Wayne journey actually started around November.
Okay.
And I talked to the team and they all thought it was a good idea, right? Because I wanted to pitch it to them to see, because sometimes we can convince ourselves of anything, right?
Yes.
So we need people around us that's going to tell us the truth.
If you're listening, because me, I have people around me and I don't want to hear anything you're talking about. It's my way or the highway.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that too. Sometimes it's like that. But I appreciate the team because they would tell me, no, that's not a good idea. Or let's run with it. And so once I got the thumbs up with them, I was like, okay, I'm going to sit down and really start putting pen to paper.
Yeah.
And I started researching, networking, seeing, other brands that I'm familiar with that I love. How did they go about doing it? And unfortunately, sometimes people don't like to share information.
Sometimes,
yes,
always.
yes. But one thing that's for sure, when you're aligned with your purpose, God will place you right where you need to be.
Yeah.
And so I actually was going to make the hats myself.
Okay.
And I set out to take this class, and the guy ended up being an amazing mentor. Okay. And he really directed me in how to get from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
So it took off.
Yeah. So before I ask you the question I want to ask, I'm going to ask you the question that would have followed that. If you could tell me about some lows that you encountered in creating these businesses, because I think people need to understand, like, you can have an idea and say, I'm going to create these chokers, or I'm going to, write a book, or I'm going to create a hat company. But it takes work. Like, if you don't get started, it's not going to happen. You have to put in the work. And sometimes you're going to encounter some things that, may appear as a setback, right? Or may even force you to give up. What were some of the lows in this business venture for you?
Well, giving up has never been in my DNA.
Okay.
Right. So I didn't really have to face the idea of giving up, but I did have to face the idea of understanding the position of my business and where I want to go. And what that looked like was sometimes, because I have a dream team, I call them. Sometimes that looked like correcting your friends, right? From a business perspective.
Yes.
And for me, that was challenging because I'm like, kumbaya, let's all get along. But understanding that when you're in the entrepreneurial role, you are the boss.
Absolutely.
You are the boss, and the last decision ends with you.
Because you know what your brand should look like.
Yes.
You know what it wants to feel like. You know everything about it. So at the end of the day, if you're the boss.
I'm the boss.
So let's talk about boss business, though,
okay.
Because I know that you are headed to New York Fashion Week.
I am.
That's something that's amazing to me. I'm sure it feels great to you.
Yes.
What's that like? What's that feeling like when you got the call, right? Or the approval?
That's a great question. When I got the yes, it felt like restoration.
Yeah.
Right? And what I mean by that is, early on in my journey, when I was at my lowest, I kept asking God to restore me. And I had an idea of what that restoration was going to look like.
Yeah.
Right? And so to be here, I'm like, oh, you had something bigger for me.
Yeah.
Right? And so I never dreamt that in 12 months, little old me sitting on my floor in my closet would be walking the stage for New York Fashion Week. And to be able to bring my team with me is surreal. It's surreal. I'm so excited. I eat it. I sleep it. It's every day. I'm just making sure that all of the T's are crossed and all of the I's are dotted.
Absolutely. I'm excited for you with that because
thank you.
While I'm not in the fashion industry, you can't tell me I'm not a fashionista. Let me just tell y'all that. Okay. But anywho, that's real. We love clothes. That's a woman thing. We love shoes. I love shoes. I like the shoe closet is insane, but this is what we do. So to be able to go to New York and be a part of Fashion Week, and who knows, it might be the Met Gala tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? This is serious. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Brown girl.
Yes.
Out here, chokehold.
Yes.
Fourth and Wayne, like doing it, and these are not easy tasks, but they're tasks that we take on because we have a vision for our lives.
Absolutely.
And we want to get there. So what surprised you most about your journey?
What surprised me most is the belief that other people had in me. I always have believed in myself, and not to be so. But I know I'm not going to see myself fail. Right. But to see that other people also have that same belief in me is so rewarding, especially when you talk about Black women. Right. Because my entire team is Black. And to see the level of support that they've given me, I mean, you know how you say, oh, we're friends. Oh, that's my best friend. But you really know when you're tested. And they have been tested. So to see how they have rallied around me, I'm like, now that's dope. That's dope.
And we can say that that's dope because we know how women can be. Especially in your industry of fashion and entrepreneurship, and not willing to share information or being catty and all of the things that make businesses fall. You know, because you want to take everybody along, but everybody can't go.
Can't go.
So you try to keep the people around you that support. And that you feel. Well, you might want to keep a hater or two around because I do that. I see you, and I'm sorry, but I need to say that I see you, and I notice it, and it is what it is. But we keep pushing because we have businesses to run as
absolutely,
women. So we gonna do that.
Yes, absolutely,
we gonna do that.
Absolutely.
So, Fourth and Wayne. How did that become the cornerstone business for you?
So the Chokehold, the name itself is representative of living out loud, right? Coming from a place of being stuck.
Okay.
Right? So Fourth and Wayne, fourth is not the number 4, it's the fourth, like the movement. And so what I always want to do is empower people to move beyond being stuck. And so Wayne is paying homage to my brother. So Fourth and Wayne, moving past being stuck.
Okay, that's nice. I like that. I like that. So what's next other than Fashion Week?
Ooh, what's next for the Chokehold and Fourth and Wayne?
For both businesses.
Is Paris Fashion Week.
Ooh.
That's on my bucket list for the business.
Okay. So is that something that's moving forward or is that something that's in progress? Are we moving towards that or is that solidified in stone already?
So it's actually solidified.
Girl.
Yes. We were off the spot. So
I love
we'll
that.
be going to Paris next year.
Yeah, congratulations,
Thank you.
man. That's huge.
Yeah.
That is
Thank
huge.
You. It is.
Yes.
My goal is to actually have Fourth and Wayne in a department store.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, I love the brand. I mean,
thank you.
You know, I'm a hat girl too, so I'm impressed.
Oh, we have to get you in a hat.
I am impressed.
It's called the Moment Collection.
Okay.
So we have to get you there.
We definitely need to do that. So you mentioned being a mom. How are you navigating running 2 businesses and being a mom?
Boundaries.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay.
I have my children are young adults now.
Okay.
And so I had to learn how to transition some responsibilities to them.
Okay.
And so that relieved me of some. So that allowed me to have time to focus on the Chokehold and Fourth and Wayne.
Okay.
With, empowering them to take some ownership in their journey to becoming adulthood and adults.
Awesome. That's awesome. And how do they feel about mom being a business owner and, going to New York and Paris Fashion Week?
They're happy for me, right? But they're young adults, so they're kind of like, okay, are the lights? Yes, are the lights on?
Get more stuff, right?
Yes,
that's what they care about.
Is the Wi-Fi still on?
Right,
but they are happy for me. But they're also navigating, life in their own view.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. If there is something that you could share with somebody that is setting out to become an entrepreneur or start a business or brand, what is something that you can offer them to take with them on their journey?
I would, well, a couple things. One, you're never too old to start.
Yes.
Right? So you're not promised tomorrow. And your idea may be somebody else's idea. And the difference is they decided to start and you didn't. So that's one, start. Two, don't accept no.
Yeah.
People love to say no, but there's always a workaround.
Yeah.
There's always a way to do the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
And I don't accept no. So
yeah. I agree with that. Just keep going.
keep going.
Just keep going.
Keep going.
And there's room for everybody.
Absolutely.
There's probably a million. We know that there are more hat makers out here. I don't know. Is it hat maker the correct term?
Yes, that's one.
So, okay. So
there's many.
We know that there are many out here. And we know that there are other people making jewelry out here. But there is space for everybody. And what you may have to offer is different than what the next person may offer.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So don't stop. Keep going. It is what it is. If you want it that bad, you'll keep doing what you need to do.
Absolutely.
So in my segment of the Vibe Exchange with Terri, I have a moment that's called The Exchange. And that is an opportunity for you to ask me something if you want to ask me something. Is there anything that you want to know about Terri, the Vibe Exchange, or any of the businesses that I own that I haven't mentioned, but that'll come later on? Because this is about Miss Janetha Jones. This is not about Terri Barnes.
So if I had to pick one question, it would be, have you ever experienced being stuck? And how did you get through being stuck? What helped you get to the other side?
You know, that is interesting because I am sitting here today because I'm on the other side right now of being stuck. I was presented with an opportunity, and it was a great opportunity. And it was like something that I really enjoyed and wanted to continue doing. And it was a podcast prior to this one. And it got put on hold for a moment. Well, that kind of crushed me for maybe a day. I'm talking boo-hoo, all of that, because like I love what I was doing. I loved it. I felt that it was what I was supposed to be doing. So I didn't want to stop. So I said, well, you got to create your own situation. Nobody can stop you. Only you can stop you. So you pivot and you do something else. Welcome to the Vibe Exchange. So I didn't stop. Keep going. I didn't stop. I knew this was something that I wanted to do and that I wanted to continue to do. I had no experience in sitting down, interviewing people and all of that. I didn't want to interview. I wanted to exchange. Like there is so much we can talk about, right? So I didn't want people to feel like they were sitting down and getting interrogated. I want to sit down and vibe with you. Talk about what you got going on. I'll talk about what I got going on, which is why you're presented with the opportunity to ask me a question. So, yeah, I'm here because I got on the other side. I didn't want to stop. That's nice. I kept going.
Kept going.
Yeah, that was
and that's the takeaway.
That's the takeaway, girl.
Keep
Don't
going.
Stop, keep going. If you so passionate about something, let nothing stop you. Only you can stop you. You have to keep going. I'm sitting with somebody who has two businesses, a hat company and a choker company, the Chokehold and 4th and Wayne. The sister is headed to Paris and New York. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today, Janetha. And good luck in all your endeavors and adventures.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. That was the Vibe Exchange, everybody. Thanks for joining. I'll see you soon.